All right, good morning, guys. I got another play for you, and the best part is this was on the same exact day as the video I posted yesterday with the $100 to $800. So check that out if you haven't. We are going to stream. I'm deciding either 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. Let me know which works best for you guys so I can have a better idea. Still deciding, but even better too, in this video of this play, I'm going to cut up and I'm going to play it for you guys here in a sec. I just want to give you guys context to it, a clip from the live stream of me talking about NVIDIA and explaining it live, and you could see the stock happen live, which I think is great for you guys, especially understanding this. And we're going to talk about, what weekly option. This video is going to be about specifically weekly options because this was a daily play. I even said it during the live stream. So, to give you context on the little clip you're about to see, during that play, oh, wait, hold on. Before that, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications. 5 videos every day. At least you will get your stock market news and recaps. And then there is all the trading stuff. Free stock trading course below. If anything probably sounds confusing, it'll probably get cleared up there. So now that we have that out the way, to give you context, the video, you will hear me talking, and it's really brief. It's only, I have 2 minutes of it. And somebody even asked me, they're like, Josh, can you go through and give us the highlights of the trades you made from your live stream? And like, I could, but I just tried for you guys. Man, that was difficult. You guys, if someone wants to be the cult scribe and go through and do that, that would be awesome. But from now on, too, I will start to keep a pen and paper next to me or a Google Doc, and I'll note down the trades. I have the time, but I'll note down, whenever I say stuff, because I explained some of what I'm going to explain here on the stream. And now we can't even look at the daily contracts because they're expired. So you guys are going to get to see that. And yeah, the rest of the context, it came up. I'm talking. You don't see the other. That's why the next part, if you go through the stream, you could see the chat. I was talking to people in the chat about it. So a lot of what I'm saying is in response. That's why they were saying, should I get these puts? And I said, well, straddle it. And that's where you could see too. I was wrong with some things. Even the last clip, I put it in there so you could see me being wrong. I just got lucky, and I think it highlights the point where you don't always be stressing about being in front of your computer and trading and that type of style, because again, this was a daily, so you kind of do need to watch it. But I wasn't in front of my other computer, and I didn't get to buy the call to straddle it, and thankfully I didn't. So, but you guys will see that. So hopefully you enjoy this. Let me know. So watch this, and then we'll come back to it.
I'll keep that on that screen. Let me throw the SPY up here. You guys could see what's going on. It's a lot slower than yesterday. Pretty calm. We gave back a little bit of the run up, climbing up here. 15 minutes Canada time. Oh, thanks. I didn't know 15 minutes was the difference. I didn't know you have to standardize 15 minutes. Interesting. 15 Canadian. 15 Canadian minutes. What the fuck does that mean? So oil's going up. I don't know. I want to keep up Amazon or the SPY. I'll keep up the SPY for you guys, so y'all can see. What is this stock software? Is it E-Trade? NVIDIA is dropping. AMD, I think, in the same route. And that too, like AMD, Micron, chip makers in general. Oh, where's Apple then? See, Apple's showing a little more relative strength, but that's weird. Those chip makers are dying. Maybe we go for NVIDIA. Usually, I like NVIDIA. Yeah, just NVIDIA, I'm late on these. I always feel like I'm too late when I see the put, and then I just never get into it. But then by the end of the day, it's always up a lot. Yeah, because NVIDIA's only down. NVIDIA could be a good straddle here, honestly. Because like I'm saying, I think with chip makers down, it could still keep going. But then if the market starts bouncing with it and it picks up, you could see it hasn't gave up a lot. This would be a decent straddle here. NVIDIA put, I like them. I'm looking at the dailies. I want to play something. I think daily, it sucks because today looks kind of calm. But if we get any sort of volatility here, any of the daily contracts are going to be fucking nuts. But NVIDIA does look interesting. I've been buying calls on there. But yeah, AMD, NVIDIA, we just talked about them all. they're down. Like I said, NVIDIA could be a good straddle here. Fuck. See, I'm not on my other computer. I can't even get a call on this.
So pretty much you guys see what I was explaining, and let me pull up the play for you guys here right now so you could see it. Here is our NVIDIA play, the December 7th, 152.50, and open December 7th, bought for 56 cents, 60 bucks after commission, and closed at 292. So I only made 227 bucks off 60. You're probably like, why did you make the title 600? Because those contracts went to 600. I cut out literally an hour, 2 hours before that. And then also the people who played, they held it better. And Conroy in the TTF, he played another option. And that's really what sparked the idea with this video. Now, there's two things to take from everything you guys just saw. One, what NVIDIA was doing, and during the day, how I saw it. And one, acting in the morning. And I don't think I made that clear in my last video. The mornings are where you want to go. And I talked about this and brought this up during both the live stream and the videos, where you don't know where it's going to end up, but you're always going to look back. And I even said it, and I said, isn't it funny? I thought I was too late, and I was like, oh, I'm going to look back and do this. But I was highlighting the straddle and talking about what was good. What, Jax? What's wrong with you, man? Can you chill? Is that weird? Is that a fire truck outside? All right. But, there's that. But then the next part was seeing what the market was doing, taking into account all the factors, the broader market, the S&P, what certain stocks were doing. I was looking at new stuff. And that's why I want you guys to watch the stream instead of me just chopping it up like this. But the best part was seeing, there's laggers and leaders, and it came up with AMD, the chip makers. They were slipping really, really hard. And it sucks because you guys only see one computer screen. And I'm trading on this account, I had it up on the other screens. I pull up the sector and I'm looking at the sectors itself, the sector ETF, the individual names, and seeing as it was. And those were all dumping. Everything was dumping, and the video is kind of holding. And that's why I said a straddle, because it's holding, because it's either it's lagging and it's gonna die, or it's showing relative strength like Apple was during the time. So one part was reading the market, okay, and understanding what was gonna cause it. Because if you don't know what was gonna cause it, you're gonna be, it doesn't make sense. And I'm just throwing a dart at the board. Again, that's the odds factor we're talking about. There wouldn't be as much odds in my favor in that case. So what happened and what I needed to do was now look at the option chain. And now this came down to selecting the option. Like I said, with what Conroy said, Jax, come on, you're gonna knock the mic. And with what with the play Conroy did, and so the next thing was the dates. And like I'm saying is, the date you're gonna select. I wish I could show you the play, but even going through here, it's clear why I selected the daily. And it's clear what my motivation was and why I'm making this video about weekly contracts and selecting it. Because if I went one more week out, the same contract at the lowest point would have been $300. That's just too expensive. I had the information, I had the odds, some of the odds somewhat, but not enough. $300 for, an investment that could have been so far out of the money. And with volatility being already somewhat high from the day before, with the stock market being low, I didn't like that play. But like I said, it was cheap on NVIDIA on the 7th. It was $60. But now it's understanding. And now the two things is, which one do you pick? So it's saying, which weekly do you pick? Do you pick 1 week out, the same week of? That is checking the IV. And then the first thing I start with, and I'm going to talk about that in what we're going to talk about on stream tonight, selecting the best option price, but start with the price, the budget. And that's what you have to control. And if you want to play weekly options, even if you want to be a degenerate gambler, you could become a professional degenerate gambler, but it's going to rely on controlling your expenditure. So you just can't, on the weeklies, don't play them. If you can resist, don't play them. You're going to blow up an account with them, I promise you. But if you do want to play them, the best way to minimize your chances of blowing up an account or slow that down, because it's probably inevitable, you got to go small and control how much you're putting in. That's the first part to selecting the right option. But now, if it's small and there's zero chance it's going to get in the money, don't buy it. that's what I did on some of them throughout the days. I did a few weekly plays for people to see, but you got to be able to decipher, how far it is and then how cheap. But if it is now, and then also check through the next dates and see what are the other prices of one more extra week and what is it. If it's substantial and it changes the whole play, yeah. But if it's a small difference, consider those ones. And now the next point, getting in the money. So that is now the point of the strike price and how much you're going to willing to pay. And now the two things with the dailies and the weeklies, it is a balance. It is either between with weeklies and dailies, and when there's little time on the contract, I'm aiming for getting in the money. Let me say that again. You guys could see you mean play OTMs out of the money. That's ITM, OTM, in the money, out the money. And in the money is what you see here on blue. Out of the money means it's above or below the trading price. Again, free stock trading course if you want that identified. But the trade-off here with these plays is, and with the dailies, and like I'm saying, I go for in the money or near the money when there's less time, because the goal of this play is to make you get in the money before expiration. And if it is in the money, the contract will have intrinsic value. So that's where I know time is against me. I'm going to try to combat that. So the question was, do we go for now, near the money at the time, 152? I think NVIDIA was trading at what in the morning? 157 or like maybe like 156. It was like a $4 or $5 difference, which was it was a decent amount at the time. So, but not too crazy. $5 would have been a 3% move instead of 7. And that's why, it made that move. And that's why I sold out at 300, because I didn't want it to bounce. And that's when I sold. And it still kept going down. Or I could have got a call to hedge it, but it wasn't worth it at that time. But it's the issue was, do you get in the money? But like I'm saying, why I'm bringing this up is because I bought the 150-250. Conroy bought the 148s, and he still closed in the money, but he got 10 of those contracts for the same, for $100. I got one contract for 60. And by, at one point we were up 600, 700%, pretty much when I sold out. And then after he got in the money, his closed up ended up being about 1,500%. And mine still closed up mine closed only 1,000%. So he got an extra 500% because of the contract. So that's the balance you have to make. It's, do you go for safety and the risk being closer to the money and get less contracts, or you could get way more contracts, but now your odds of success are less, because if it's further from the money, if it doesn't end up in the money, you're going to lose value. So there's that. And now, before we even get any further with it, I want you guys to understand these are degenerate gambles. These are awful plays. And that is something you guys really need to wrap your head around, because it's not saying, the strategy behind this that you're employing, you got to be cautious with what you're putting out and how you're looking for it, and understand this isn't a play of buy it and hopefully the contract gets up, because we don't know what's happening. You're trying to get in the money and you're trying to make the play. That is the whole point of that. That's the only way. So how time premium works and how really the odds of this play in buying premium, borderline foolish. So make sure you're not structuring a strategy around this. But then again, this is seeing an opportunity that I saw. Market is down 600 points. Again, all of the news, all the shit I made 30 videos on, there's a reason why I said, hey, maybe $60 for a stock to move 3% in a day or more is pretty reasonable. Or at the very least, I would rather spend $60 and I'd be okay looking back saying, hey, I lost $60, and I was wrong or I missed out, versus saying, okay, it did jump and I missed out on, over a price of a meal. So, but again, and that's the price of one of my meals. My meal is going to be different than your meal, and budgets and accounts and risks and everything. So take that into consideration. But I think it's cool that you guys get to see selecting the options, finding the balance between time and understanding that. And if you still have more questions, the stream tonight is going to cover selecting the option, but you really don't underestimate what's going to make the stock move, because that is a big part of the battle. And if you could get there, it's fine, because if you could figure out what's going to make the stock move, even if you get a bad option, you could always average down. I said that on the stream too. Love that about trading. If you know what you're doing, the tools you have at your disposal, whew, I'm getting hiccups. You could finesse any position you want and do many cool things with it. But I think I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully, you guys get something out of this. Hopefully, you're able to learn from it. Let me know what questions you have, but come to the stream, watch the recap. Let me know your guys' thoughts. And congratulations to everyone who made money on it. I'm glad. Yeah, stay in school. Peace out.